something like that. But it was noted to do a redesign. You're not replicating, you're not doing a replication of just copying and pasting what was there. You're supposed to do a redesign. So that means I'm not supposed to be saying exactly what's in the NITDA website. I'm not supposed to be saying it again. That's not the case. I'm supposed to be saying something better and something improved. So you still have time. There's no rush. I'm not rushing you in this particular NITDA assignment website review anyone, because I want to see what you can do, or I want to see where your skill set is at. So please don't, there should be a very prominent change in the landing page. And that's why I said you should just design the landing page. You should not even design the entire website at the end of the day, because that might be too cumbersome or be too draining and all. I said just the landing page, which is just the first page you are seeing. So there should be like a very significant change or improvement. And that was why the law of UX assignment was being done. So you did the law of UX, you saw where one thing was supposed to change or where one point was supposed to change. So please take your time, do it. If you don't have to wait till you're done before you ask for my review or ask for my opinion on it. You don't have to wait till you're done. While you're in the process, if it's the header you've done, the what are they calling, the header, the hero section, yes, you can say to me and say, okay, what do I think or something. And please, 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 please take note of this. You don't have to, as a designer starting out, as a beginner in design, you don't have to do everything from scratch. No, no, no. This is 2026. You don't have to do everything from scratch. Look online for things. Look online for inspiration. Look online for inspiration. Look online for things that are out there. You don't have to start from scratch, please. So I made mention, I did well to share some websites where you can see design online: Behance, Dribble, even Pinterest. If you even go to Figma community, so there's a Figma community. If you go there, you can see where you can see designs or different things. Bring as many or as much as possible together. Put them in your, there's something they call mood board. If you guys don't know, you can search for it online or just search on Google mood board. You will see what mood board means. It means that when you're trying to create something, when you're trying to do something, you get inspiration from here, you bring out this, you bring out this. So you can create a mood board for your design and said, okay, this is the mood board I would want to use or I would want to follow. It helps you very well. So don't try to say, oh, you want to, it's good though. I'm not saying you should not do it, but doing, like, going online and looking at things and picking things out there and the rest is going to help you, and it's going to make your learning process faster. That's just the truth. You don't have to start coming to design something from scratch or doing it entirely from scratch. Going online to pick an example and all of that is going to help you, is going to aid your design process. So please, for the NITDA website, that assignment is still on, and I would like to see your progress or like to see your review on it. So we are going to go to the website we're designing. We are not still done, because I want us to still look at other things in terms of hierarchy, placement, and all of that. And please, apart from this class, you can still do well to be watching videos online. YouTube is there and it's for free. There are many free resources, many free things that are online that you can watch, because at the end of the day, it's not everything that I will teach you here. It's not everything I will teach you here that is key. There are still like a billion and something things that I've not taught or that I've not said that are out there. That is just the honest truth. So don't just rely solely on whatever I'm teaching. Still take your own time. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. It's not so easy. It's not easy, coupled with the fact that you're serving and doing other things. But most times, probably at midnight, safe, you can just take your time, watch a video on YouTube, watch some things, and the rest. I think Coursera said they even have some free courses if you can even still take on the side and all of those stuff. Like, learning does not end, so you can do all of that to still improve your learning skill, get some knowledge and all that. So yeah, that's that for that. No time for too much talking again. So we're just going to kick off with this. I believe or I hope that from the last class, most of us already had an understanding, or most of us already had a certain knowledge of how most of us already had a certain knowledge of how website design goes, or how the entire landing page of a design is like, or it's meant to be at the end of the day. So we already talked about the structure, the body page. I remember talking about how you have your header, then you have your hero section, then you have the body, then you have the footer at the end of the day. So yes, I can remember talking about all of that. So we're going to continue from where we stopped. Let me move this outside. So this was the only thing we did in last class, and I believe we followed. If you do not follow, if you did not follow, I hope you stay after the call. You went to go and do something on your is it Figma, be on your screen, or be on your laptop. You tried to do some certain thing yourself, because that's like the only major way you are going to follow at the end of the day. So the next thing we're going into was to start creating our, but this was what, or
Ma,
this was
can you
the
kindly help us to record the class?
oh, is the class is being recorded now. I started the recording. It's recorded. Thank you so much for drawing my attention to that. I started the recording and it's being recorded. It's being recorded. So back to what I was saying. So this is what we're trying to replicate, or this is what we're trying to do. Not exactly, but I was just doing this to teach you guys how some things work different from mobile app design and the rest. So we looked at our header the last time. We put all of these into it. Then we looked at this first page, which was the hero section. We did not really do much here, because I'm not really trying to do too much for it. I'm just trying to do something that at the end of the day you can make room for, or you can progress with. So the next thing I'm going to do is probably put in some certain things in here. So most of the things I'm just going to do now is to put image, icon, then text, then you can arrange it. So for this, I'm going to probably skip this particular section here, because I don't want to go and start getting these logos of this brand and the rest. So I'm just going to start with probably a text here. Let me see. So I can start with our services. I'm going to increase the height. And then, okay, it's in bold. Probably I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to align it to the center of this particular frame. Yeah, I aligned it to the center. To align to the center, it's here. I press horizontal centers. Then I'm going to see the distance. I'm going to move it a little bit, or move a certain distance from it. And next thing I'm going to put is probably setting images. I'm going to put images here, put an image, put a heading, put a text, put another image, put a heading, put a text to outline our services. So then one thing you should try doing when you are designing, learn to give a good definite amount of spacing in your design. Allow your design to breathe, like I usually say. Allow your design to breathe. You don't have to jam pack everything together, or you don't have to put everything so close together. So for I'm going to try to put three sub cards, or three cards in it. So let's do that. So first of all, let me draw plain rectangle before I decide to put in my image. So this is just the rectangle I'm drawing. I'm not using any definite shape or whatever. I'm just using right now my knowledge and eye to figure this out or to do this. And also this layout guide I initially have to see how that work. So this is the first one. So I'm just going to put an image into it first and see how it works or see how it will look like. So I'm going to go to my plugin. I'm going to use Unsplash. I'm right clicking to go to my plugin, and that's because I already have the plugin here, or it's part of the recent plugin I used at the end of the day. So if I go, you click on it, go to Unsplash. It's meant to load or it's meant to open. Apart from using it as a plugin, apart from using it as a plugin, you can still go to your web browser or your Chrome to search for it and make use of it. So let me see. We have okay. So I'm going to just search something relating to mm, so any image, you can make use of anyone. I don't know what I'm scrolling to look for. Okay, let me not waste time. Let me just select anyone so there won't be time wasted. Okay. So you see that the image took the size of this particular shape, and that was because I was clicked on the shape before I selected the image. If I was using an oval shape, I don't know if I've made mention of this before, but let me just say it so you guys take notes. If I was using a circle or a round shape, you can see that you can see this blue outline, meaning that I'm clicked on that image. If I'm not on the blue outline, this is how it will show. So when I input this image now, it is not going to enter that particular circle. You can see that it just entered the workspace, the Figma workspace like that. So if you want your image to take a particular shape or to take a particular form when you're imputing it into your design, and from anywhere, if you're imputing it from your plugin, if you're imputing it from your file and all of that, all you have to do is click on the image, click on the shape rather. Make sure you're clicked on the shape before you select the image from wherever you're selecting it from. So you have to make sure you clicked on that shape, then you select it. So when you select it, it automatically takes the form of that particular shape. So take note of that. It takes the form of that particular shape. So you don't have to start looking for a way to, you don't have to start looking for a way to arrange it and all of that. So yeah, that's for that. So let me delete. So yeah, this is the first image I have here. Let me open my layout guide so I can see. So I'm going to, okay, I'm not going to do any adjustment to the image. I think it fits perfectly well. But if you want to, you can double tap on the image. When you double tap on the image, you come here. You can decide to give any particular settings you want to give to the image here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is in the terms of form and how it entered and all of that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add a text. I'm going to add a text under the image, add it here. I can decide to come and add the text here on this part, but no, I'm going to put it under to give a much more what's the word I want to use now, to give a much more hierarchy of things or orderliness of things. I don't know if you guys are practicing while I'm doing this, but I hope you're getting me. So next one I'm going to do, okay, industrial. I'm just going to type the heading. They use Lorem Ipsum for the other ones. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to reduce this. Since this is like a subheading, I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Then instead of using this color here, I'm going to use a blue color, since I can see that that's one of the colors already in the design. Yes. Then I'm going to put I just remember that that is going to give that particular heading there a certain feel. So I'm going to put like a line under. To add that line, you can come to your tool. You can come to your line tool here to make use of it, or you can just press L on your keyboard, which is what I did now. Just press L. You see this plus sign pops up. So you can do whatever you want to do. Just draw your line. You can come here to make it straight. In this rotation, you can just put 0 to make it a straight line. Then you can come here to give it some certain changes. So you can see all of these. If you want none, meaning there's no particular effect at the end or beginning, round gives it that round shape. Let me zoom it in so you guys can see. Can see that round shape, square, arrow, triangle, reverse, circle, anyone. I think I'm going to use just this one. Okay, why is it not showing? Okay, it's in this other side. Or use this. I think I'm going to use this. So the starting point, I put this diamond arrow. The ending point, there is none. The weight, I think I'm going to leave the weight like that. I'm going to change the color to this other brown color I have in the design, which is this pink color. Then I'm going to reduce this, or I'm going to increase the weight, then reduce the length. I'm going to reduce the length. And I just come here, put 0 to make sure it's straight. Then I'll put it at the center. Yes. Then after that, I'm going to put I'm going to put both of them together in case. I'm going to put both of them together using my auto layout. So select Shift A, then come to my alignment, align to the center. So I'm not giving it so much gap because I don't want that. So I'm just going to put 0 here. So I just did that to give it, I think I should give it more gap because from far is looking too clustered. Yeah, I just did that. So I'm going to come and make sure this is still at, okay, it's at the horizontal center of the frame. So let's come back here. So we have our subheading. Then I'm going to go to the next text. I'm just going to be using a dummy text for this. So let me copy this Lorem Ipsum text I had written here already. Sorry guys, I don't know if if I'm rushing or being fast. Well, I'm just trying to make sure we wrap up this. So yeah, I just did this Lorem Ipsum text. So I'm going to reduce this a little bit. I don't need the entire length of this text. Yeah. So I'm going to change the Wait, since this is like a body text, I'm going to make it regular. Yes, for body text, regular. Then 16, okay, let me leave it. When I go to the preview, I'll see how it looks like. So those are like the three things I want to add here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not just going to leave this thing here. I'm going to try to put it in like a card setting, or let's see which one might look better. Either just having it like this or doing the one that has like a card background. So let's see this. I'm going to first of all put these two using auto layout, put them together using auto layout. Then after that, I'm going to come here and then put these two texts now are together using auto layout. Then I'm going to attach them to this particular image again using auto layout. So I'll align it to the left. So this particular one, I think I need some sort of, okay, no, I don't want the gap. So most times after I add my auto layers, I just come here and play around the settings to help me align it to what I need it to be aligned to at the end of the day. So let me duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate this and then bring this here. And I want to do something here so you guys will see different from this. So I want to put this inside like a kind of like a card placement. So remember, I already added this image plus this two right up using auto. I did not add three of them at once. So I did not select this, then did auto layout. No, I first of all selected this heading, select this, add it to auto layout, then selecting this and adding this to an auto layout. So now that, because if you come here now, let's come to this our design tree. You can see in this your frame 634, you have your rectangle 17, which is this image. Then inside here again, you have another frame again. So if you click on this frame 634, you have your rectangle 17, you have your frame 632. So if you open this frame 632 again, that is where sorry guys, that's where you're going to see your heading and then your body text that was under the heading. So that's the whole arrangement of this thing here. So I want to add, like, let me add a few color first of all, and make sure I'm selected on all of them, or like the one that contains both the image and then this other one. That is what I'm selected on before I come here to add my fill color. So I've added the background fill. You are not seeing it now because it's white. If I put a, let me put black, this is the background fill, but that's not what I'm trying to do. Let me, before that, I'm going to give it some level of padding. So let's see what can work. Before that, this is not giving me what I want in terms of doing this. Okay, this is what I was trying to do. Mhm, mhm, mhm. So I'm trying to be able to get my hands on what I want to achieve. Yeah, I'm going to select this. Then I'll just reduce it a little bit and see how the base color looks like. So I'm trying to do this to be like in like a card placement holder. So since I was working with auto layout initially, this is what I did. That's why most times working with auto layout can be very confusing, because I wanted to put that particular background card placements, color, whatever in this particular one I already had. So what I just did here was this initial one that contained this rectangle and then this. I'm just trying to arrange this thing, guys. Sorry. I'm just trying to give the arrangement I want to. So I'm going to, let me remove this from this thing. Let me remove it from this auto layout and then delete this. I can still decide to just draw a particular rectangle or draw a particular frame and then put it like just draw a frame and then put it inside and then use that frame as the background of what I want to do. But I was trying to do it using auto layout. But let me just use frame so I don't waste time, because I'm already wasting time on this particular thing. So I just used a frame. So we have this frame that I drew, then we have our image, then we have this one that has it as an auto layout. So I want to put a particular background color to this. So you can go to fill. When you go to your fill, you select a color. So I don't have any particular color. I don't have any particular color style guide for this right now. So from I'm just going to select from either the blue color I already have, maybe something from it like that. That's why most times I like using things. I like using that plugin Tint and Shade to generate different color variation for one particular color, so I can see what to use at certain points. Okay, I think this is okay. So next I'm going to do is to add effects. I'm going to add like a drop shadow effect. You can add different effects if you want to. You can add inner shadow. When you add it, you see how it will look like. You can add layer blur. You can do background blur. This layer blur now, if you make the background like this, probably you want to put something on top of it or so. Background blur, this you won't see it because how am I going to explain this now? You can't see how this looks like right now, except this was on top something or in the background of something. So there are so many effects you can add. So I'm just going to work with drop shadow for now. So for this drop shadow, there is a particular plugin. Let me tell you guys this thing. And there's a particular plugin you can use. I think I have that plugin saved to create certain shadow effects for your design. Let me see the name. If the name is there. Yeah, beautiful shadows. So you can use it to create certain shadow background for your design instead of coming here to start doing everything from scratch and going back and forth and the rest. Let me shift this so we see what we're doing. So this is it. Once you open the plugin and you are selected on what you want to create the shadow effect for, this is it. So I believe, let me zoom it. While you're on it, you can see that the particular shadow effect is being applied, or you can see how it looks like. So this is this thing. This white thing here is more like it's related to your frame. Why this is like your shadow effect that it is. So you can use this plugin instead of looking for settings and all of that back and forth. You can select your color from here to the particular color you want to be in that shadow. Why is it changing my entire color for me? I don't want you. I just want only the color of I just want only the color of the background to change. I want to use something relating to my the color I'm already using, the pink or the blue. Oh, why is this still not moving? So I don't know what this color code is, but I'm going to select it, and then we're going to use, yeah, I'm going to use this. It did not enter. What just happened? Let me try the plugin again. You have to make sure you are selected on that rectangle before it works. So if not, it won't work. There you come, apply. I want to see if I can change the color from here. So these are the different level of, the different variation of shadow effects that were added. You can see them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you want, you can still come and do your own from scratch to get that particular shadow effect if you want. I don't know why this thing changed my color. So let's see if we can look at that back. This is the color of the frame. It's not it's not changing the color of the frame. I wanted to change the color of the frame back, but that's not working. So that particular drop shadow effect that is affecting both the background color of the frame and then the drop shadow effect. That's not what I want, please. Or that's not what I plan to achieve. So let me add it manually without using the frame effect, without using that plugin rather. So most times I always like my drop shadow to be like a certain color range from like the main color in the in the design, then you can blur it. I always like it to be like from your design color, either from your primary color or from your secondary color. So blur, you can increase your blur as much as you want. I don't like this. Is it blue, ash? I don't know. Color that is showing here right now. So I'm going to change it. So to do that, I'm just going to select. So I'm going to come back to this, my fill color. Let me see if I can use gradient. There is something that is blocking the actual color of this frame that is making it not too sure. But I'm not selecting the actual color of this frame because I can't see the changes happening right now. Okay. As I please, before you start designing, your know what and what colors you want to use so you don't go and start stressing over the color, or your color distance will not start giving you headache. So right now I'm just playing around this background color using my gradient. I think I'll be using a lot of gradients in this design. I'm still going to put this out a little bit. Then go back to my shadow effects. So the more you arrange this to, the more you see what you want to be. Let me see if I can go back there and then just reduce from here instead. So let me see how this looks like in my preview before I design, before I continue with. Okay, it's already previewed. While that is going on, okay, this is it in the preview. So I can see that this is looking too big, and I want to put three placeholders here, or three card holders in this place. So I'm going to reduce the image, reduce the text to be able to give it room for it to be able to hold in three distinct inside here and not make it look too congested, or look too not make it looking too congested at the end of the day. So let me resize this image. If I had used this thing now, it's going to be so easy that it's just going to resize itself. Like, why the image is being resized, the entire frame, or So let me go back to my preview. Yeah, I think this is better in size. This is looking too big. That's why when you're doing your design, please be previewing it. This still looks okay for what people can see and read compared to what I was doing here before. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to bring this one here. Then I'm just going to duplicate it. If I duplicate it, this is the second one. So I'm using this layout grid as a guide. I'm using this layout guide grid, anyone as a guide. So I want this to start from here and end here. So let me see. Let me duplicate it again because I increased the length. So after that, this other one should start from this other spacing here. Then let me duplicate this other one. So you can see that there is still a little bit of, because I just want them to be inside here. Although you can still design it if you are designing it in a form that probably it's going to be scrollable, like when it is being developed or at the end of the when it's being developed, like they're going to be swiping, like you can swipe here to see what's next. If that is the case, fine, it can work or you can leave it. But if that's not the case, that what is just supposed to be there is just the information, the theory information at the end of the day. So you have to just end up you just have to keep on adjusting it and the rest. You just have to keep on adjusting it. So you can decide to still reduce this if you want to. Yeah, you can reduce this, Control D. So I'm just going to do what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to be arranging by myself. Once I duplicate this other one, bring it out here. I'm going to click on this one, press Shift A. I've put both of them in auto layer, then duplicate this. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to come here and use these parts to arrange them or see how they can be arranged to fall within those distance. If it does not work, at the end of the day, you can see how clustered both of them are. But that's not what I want. So I'm just going to come here again, reduce this. Why this is giving this issue now, why is feeling like these three things cannot enter here at the same time, is because of this background I put, or I was trying to put. If I had decided to just put the image, this and this, it would have worked. But now this background is looking like it has a lot of SSs that it's taking. So let me reduce that background a little bit. So yeah, I've done that. So I'm going to just delete this other ones. This background has like a lot of SSs it's taking. And it did not even give me what I want. I don't like the use of color and also the way it's looking on the image. So maybe I'll just decide to delete it again. Yeah, I think this it's looking better. Let me open my layout guide to use as a guide. So once I duplicate the first one, I used to add both of them using auto layout. Then duplicate the second one. And after that, I just click on it and then come here to adjust them because I want it to start and end like start from here and then end here. So I think that's fine, but that's okay in what I wanted to do. So yeah, this is it. At least this has a certain level of white spacing in between it rather than it just looking clustered or congested together. So if you duplicate one, you can come here, decide to change your image depending on what you're doing, change your text. It's always, it doesn't mean this image will not change. If I want to change this image now, I can come here, click on this image, go to wherever I want to select my image for, and then change it to any image I want to change it to. Change it to any image you want to change it to. The image is still going to change. If it's this other one you want to change, you can always come and then make your changes to your image after having what you're having. So yeah, you can still do your changes to your image, but then it's not going to be affecting it and all of that. Oh, sorry. I was making the changes on the, you guys were doing from the prototype, not the design. So you can, what I just did was click on this particular thing, go to your plugin. You can still make your changes to your image as you want to change or as you want to change it while already arranging it. So it's not going to distort the size, it's not going to distort whatever you have already. It's not going to distort that, so you can make your changes. So once you click on it, it automatically enters your frame and then you see the changes. So for your write-up, if you want to go to your write-up, you can go there, type whatever you want to type, make your changes to it and all of that. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to go through this. The break in transmission kind of distorted me. So yeah, okay, let me share this. So yeah, this is it. Then for the next part, I don't know, you can add which other thing again? Can I add from here? Okay, let me add something that has to do with icons. So we can see how you can place certain icon. Like all these now were used, or you can do it using your icon and the rest. So let me write another text. Please, if you have questions, ask your questions. I want to believe nobody have questions. That's what I'm saying should be a walk over, hopefully. But if you have questions, please ask your questions. Okay, what make us different? And do this so I'm seeing. Mm, Anytime I do anything, I adjust, make sure it's aligned horizontal center, make sure it's in where it's supposed to be in. Because one thing about me, I'm a sucker for clean designs. I do design and make sure that your design should be clean. When I mean clean in terms of hierarchy, in terms of layout, in terms of placement, I can view your design from, like, I'm not viewing it on my Figma file or anything, or I'm not clicking on one thing to see the adjustment, but I can tell you that, oh, look at this particular edge here. I can come and spot one thing and say that thing is not properly aligned or it's not properly placed. where it's meant to be placed and all of that. So yeah, in terms of icon, let me see. Experience, cognitive price on time, trust materials. So you can get your icons from plugin. I think I talked about this when we're looking at the is this sign up page mobile app. One plugin I use is Iconify, because once in a while Iconify, it has so many icons, and when you select the icon, you can change the I always like when you select something, you can change the color. You can adjust it to what you want to adjust it so for yourself. So the first one we have here is experience. So you can just search based on whatever you're looking for, and then you're going to see it. So for this now, it was not just brought like this as an icon. They first of all put it inside a background, but you get the icon. When you get the icon, put inside a circle background, they put inside another background, just like that. So let me search for something related to what makes us different. Trust. So these are the ones they have here. Apart from Iconify, I think there are other ones too. If you come to this your resources, just go to your plugin, just search anything that is like icon. You see different ones that you can make use of, or different ones you can use at different points in time. But this is the one I easily just go for. I easily just make use of. So I think I'm gonna pick this. Yeah, you can easily just drag and drop for your icons. Drag and drop. When you drag, let me work on this specify select on that one. Or you can just search for all the ones you want to search, drag and drop them, then you continue from there. So you can increase the width, increase the height. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. But most times I just press on my key on my keyboard and then increase it. So it's increased to size. So it can be increased to size. So this icon now is black. I'm going to select a particular, I'm going to change the color. Let me change it to this other color I was using here. Yeah. Then I want to put it inside something. I just select circle. When you come here, you select you can type on O fast circle. You can type on O on your keyboard, then you select. Then I'll just make sure this has uniformity in terms of width and height. So yeah, this is it. Right now, both of them are scattered, but I'm going to make sure I arrange it. So this is the icon, this is the background. So you can use a background, another background color. Probably I can, let me use this. If I use this is now looking to, I don't know. Yeah. Or you can change, you can do anyone. Probably put this as this color, then put the icon as the other one. So if I oh, let me put two of them together, because if I'm moving it now, one is only one that I can be moving. So you can either group them, you can press Ctrl G, use your group, or you can use your auto layouts. Yeah, I always like using auto layouts, but one thing is when you use auto layouts, most times for the first, there was one name I saw on LinkedIn today. I don't know, probably I would have shared it to the group. They say when you use auto layouts for the first time, like the way your work will just scatter from the way it is, but the more you use it, the more you arrange, you can be able to arrange it and all of that. So align to the center. So this is the first one we have. So you can look for another one. I want you to start from there. The next thing you can put under it is a text. So depending on the text you want to put, Actually, if I'm supposed to put the text before I start duplicating another one, because you might put the text now, you can see that your text can start from year to year, anyone. So I'm going to be using a dummy text again to be able to see, to be able to do what I'm doing quickly. Not a rectangle. Okay, yeah, that's our dummy text. So before I come and paste this text here, take note that I'm drawing my, or I'm putting, like I draw a text box. You can draw a text box before you input your text. So once you click on your T, let me remove this. Once you click on your T on your keyboard, this plus sign, you can use it to draw like a text box first. When you draw the text box, then you paste your text, or you copy and paste your text. Yeah. So that's what I did first for this text. So this is the text I have here. I think there's supposed to be a heading too at the top, like a subheading. Yeah, there is. So I would have just even copied this entire this thing I have here already. Duplicate it, put it here. You saw that when I duplicated this thing, it automatically just dropped down here and gave room. That's because this particular thing is in auto layouts. That's one essence of using auto layout. So you just, whenever you want to, like if you practice it and the rest, whenever you want to make use of it in some way, it gives this automatic arrangement. You see, as I removed it from there, everything automatic arranged back and the rest. Let me delete this. Let me just use this for what I want to do. Now I'm going to put these two together again. I put them together using auto layout to send the up one to come down. Okay, let me come here and do the adjustments. Why is there two frames inside this thing? Okay, this is inside a frame. So what if we remove it? So I'm trying to arrange my work and make sure my whatever I'm putting inside my desktop frame, whatever I'm putting inside this desktop frame is properly still aligned on this side. Okay, yeah, so this is the logo and the circle, first the logo, the icon. Then where is this? Okay, this is this, which is inside another frame, which I don't want. So I delete this. So these are the two. So this is the two I want to put inside one frame. Good. Then inside this one now, I come here. I want the icon to be at the top, so I bring it up here, and it automatically adds. It automatically be at the top. So yeah, that's that. So I can select this, move it. Then I can come here and give a certain distance from both of them. Okay. Then I can still come here and probably allow it starts from here. Let's see. Before I duplicate. If I duplicate this first one, I put two of them using my auto layout, then I come, I duplicate this other one. So I think having this works. You can probably do four in this place since you are dealing with just icon. I believe this thing is a little too big. If I go to my preview now, you will see that it's quite big, but let's continue and see. If I go to that preview now, you see that this thing is big. You see it's big, 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 big. Let me share this and see how it looks like. It's not showing. Let me reload. Okay. Now that is going on. Let me share this time. This thing is not inside these desktop. So why is it not showing? Is it network or what? Okay, let's come back here and see what the issue is. Oh, is in fixed. No, I want it to be in where there's scroll. So bring it here. Okay, that was the issue. So this is it. So this is it. Although it doesn't look so big, but you can still reduce it because it's icon. So you can still reduce it and then put other and then reduce it to what you want. Can still reduce it. You can reduce this thing and make it a little bit smaller because it's icon. And then probably put 4 inside this 0 zero now. Yeah, put 4 in it. So you can see how despite the fact I'm putting some certain things, you can see how everything is still looking in terms of visual hierarchy. Everything is still looking arranged and organized and ordered or looking orderly at the end of the day. So does anybody have any question? Any question? No question, guys. Can you hear me? Please ask your question. It's already past time, so we can end the call. I'm sorry for the time that was initially consumed while I was off. I don't know. My boss TG took over, so I don't know who and what he said, but I won't want to keep you guys here extra time. So everybody understood what I said. The way. So there's no assignment for today because I want you to still be working on your Naira Land redesign or the redesign of your Naira Land website. And that redesign it's a whole lot because that landing page it's not really looking like it. So take your time and do a redesign. That is something that when you're done, you can even add to your portfolio or post online as a sample of your work to show people. So yeah, any other thing? If not, we'll be ending the call here. Apologies for the breaking transmission and the flow intense. So is there any question apart from what I said? Is there any other thing you want to ask or something? I know learning design most times you have to have lights, internet, laptop. If not, it might just be like yeah, just learning and nothing is happening. But nevertheless, please keep it going or keep pushing. Any other thing? If there's none, we will be ending the class here. We'll be ending the class here. Good night, guys, and we'll see in our next class. Before the next class, my DMs are open for you to send whatever you want to send. Thank you all so much for staying to the end despite the breaking transmission in network, for still being here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. It shows your commitment to things, Alex, Amiria, Sadiq, Bamiyo, Honor, Ijin, Imo, Joshua, Nima, Omolara. Omolara, I called you earlier on when I joined this class to ask you something, but you did not respond. And you are still here. Hope you do not just join call and leave us and sleep off from the beginning. Jimo, Salewa, Temitayo, Uche, River Force, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining. Please, please, please practice, practice, practice. Practice make improvements. If you don't practice, you will not see improvements. As a beginner, please practice a lot. That is where you're going to see your improvements. If not, you will just still be there. Then please, your information architecture assignments. I've not seen, I think the last one I saw was not even up to 10 or so. That's why I've not given any assignment as regarding that particular case study or that particular side project you're building. Please work on your assignments. Try. Don't just work on only assignment that has to do with you jumping to Figma to go and design. So you see the fine thing you have designed. No, work on other assignment that has to do with UX processes. So that's all for now. Good night, guys. See you. See you in the group chats and also in my DM.